G'day, this is Jim from Living Life Now. Today we're talking about the port city of Cadiz. Now, Cadiz, Spain is also a gateway port into Seville, which is located about 110-20 kilometres away, but you can do a lot worse with your day of just spending it in Cadiz. Now, Cadiz is an easily walkable town, and it's one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in Western Europe. It has a history that spans over 3,000 years and was founded by the Phoenicians around 1100 BC and later became an important Roman port. Cadiz has a population of around 115,000 people, and its historic town is a maze of narrow streets, churches, historic buildings and plazas. Cadiz is a very walkable city, and exploring it on foot is one of the best ways to soak up its history, culture and seaside charm. It is mostly flat and you won't encounter too many steep inclines. Plazas and parks are scattered all the way around the town, and there's ample opportunity to just take a stop and sit under a tree or sit in a coffee shop and watch the world go by. The old town is relatively small, and if you're prepared to do a self-explore walking tour, you could probably expect to walk between 7 and 10 kilometres in the day. The Ho-Ho bus is a great option here. There's a bus stop close outside the port for easy access, and it takes in most of the major attractions following the coastline around. It runs between 10 AM and 6 PM daily, and it'll set you back around about €23, making this a pretty good option at this port. Cadiz is situated on a narrow slice of land surrounded by the sea, giving it a unique, almost island-like character. It's located on the Bay of Cadiz and is part of the larger Atlantic coast. The port is a popular cruise destination in the Mediterranean and is well equipped to handle the influx of passengers on cruise ships. It offers various facilities for passengers, including tourist information, transportation services, and is easy to access the city and historic centre. A good place to start is Plaza de San Juan de Dios. Now, this is one of the most iconic plazas in Cadiz. It's located near the port and the town hall, and it is surrounded by historic buildings, including the Church of San Juan de Dios. Just a 4-minute stroll away from the plaza is the Cadiz Cathedral. It's known as the Cathedral de Cadiz and is one of the most prominent landmarks in the city of Cadiz. Officially named the Cathedral of Santa Cruz de Cadiz, it is an impressive example of the city's rich history and cultural heritage. The construction of the cathedral began in 1722 and took over 116 years to complete, finishing in 1838. Due to the lengthy construction period, the cathedral exhibits a mix of architectural styles, primarily Baroque and some neoclassical styles. The cathedral also has a crypt located below the main altar, where several bishops and notable figures are buried. The crypt is notable for its simplicity and the acoustics, which allow for clear sound transmission. The cathedral has 2 towers, one of which is accessible to visitors. Climbing to the top offers stunning panoramic views of the city and the surrounding bay. The cathedral is open to tourists who can explore both the internal and bell tower. Guided tours are available, providing insights into its history, architecture and religious significance. Lots of attractions are around the cathedral. You have the old town very close, as well as the Roman theatre and the Cathedral Museum. Strolling through the streets and exploring this beautiful town seems like a pretty nice way to spend a day. When you put it against hopping on a coach for an hour and a half each way going to Seville, staying local and just exploring Cadiz seems a pretty good option. Now, from Old Town, it's about a 20-minute stroll past the markets and through the La Vina precinct to La Caleta Beach. La Caleta is a popular local beach. It's approximately 400 metres in length, has a view of the fort on one side and a pavilion in the middle. It appears calm and sheltered, and it looks like a good place to have a swim or just walk along the beach. At the base of the fort walls, all these little fishing boats are just anchored, and it's quite a picturesque scene. Now, once you've experienced and explored the fort, you can just keep walking around the waterfront there, and it'll take you to the Genoves Park, or the Jardines Park, I think. But it seems like just a nice walk through the park and then on the waterfront foreshore, completing your loop back to the port, which looks like a pretty good day to me. Another thing that's worthy to do in this place is to go up and see a watchtower. Now, there's about 130 watchtowers in existence, and the most notable one is Torre Vera. Now, if you want to take the 170 steps, you'll get a 45-metre view at the top of the tower with fantastic views over the city and out to the water. Now, let's have a quick look at Seville. As I mentioned, this is a gateway port into Seville, and originally I was just going to do a report on Seville, but port. Once I started looking at Cadiz, I went down that rabbit hole, and it is very worth exploring it if it's your first time visit to this. If it's your second time, of course, doing the 4 hours in a coach to Seville is well worth it. Seville is just, it's got another level of grandeur and size and history. And definitely, out of the two, it's probably the superior place to visit, but it just comes down to, is it worth spending 4 hours of your day, 4 hours plus of your day? Possibly the answer is yes. Seville has a lot to offer, and I probably need to do another video just focusing on Seville and just do a little bit of a deeper dive on what it has to offer. But on the surface, Seville looks absolutely amazing. Now, for the World Cruise 2025, we're due to be in port on the 19th of July. Now, it's a Saturday, so most places and attractions are open, but we've got to remember they have their siesta time traditionally between 2 and 5 in Spain. An MSC ship is also in port. We're both arriving at 7 a.m. in the morning. Sunrise that day will be at 7:21 and sunset will be at 9:41. The weather in Cadiz in July is about 29 degrees average in the shade, so just remember your sunscreen and hydrate. Now, for Linda and I, it's a tough one. It's a long day in a bus, and we're only in port for 9 hours that day, so we're likely going to have a nice walk around Cadiz and explore Cadiz. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up or leave a comment. If you've been to Seville or Cadiz before, I'd really like to hear from you, so you can enlighten me and let me know what's going on and what the best option here is, whether it's worth travelling on that bus or not. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Hooroo. The MSC ship has a population. The MSC ship has approximately 2,500 passengers and is, forget about that, wipe that bit. But if you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up, or leave a comment if you've been there and can enlighten me. I'd love that, and always happy to stop with this bullshit.
Oh, you're going so well.
Why? How?
Oh, you're on a good roll. You lost it in the last 2 words.
Yeah. So anyway, what did I say?
2 hours in a bus, big day, we're gonna walk around.
No, I might leave that bit.
Yeah. Oh, if you've been there, leave a comment.
Yeah.
Love that.
So if you've been to Cadiz or Seville before, please leave a comment and enlighten me. Always happy to learn. And yeah, if you enjoyed that, give it a thumbs up. I've said that. Now I've lost the whole track of it. I'm going to have to